This video is about setting goals and how to actually stick to them and achieve them. It's something that I've been doing for a long time. It's really helped me get into university, do well at university, get my A-levels, start this YouTube channel and actually make some progress with it. And I accredit it all with this little notebook. So the first step I'd say is grab a notebook or a piece of paper and write down what you want. Don't have to make it too overcomplicated. But the first thing I would do is limit the time horizon. So I like to now make 3-month goals, so I can focus on a fewer things in those 3 months and really limit what I want to achieve in that period of time. So in January I said the main goal for me was to do well in my exams, my final year exams, and that was my main goal. And then for my body it was actually to focus more on strength rather than running as much. And it changes. I like to set a goal for my mind, my body, and my heart, and then sometimes for my creativity. And I think it's good to have this seasonality approach of 3-month periods, because then you don't have to worry too much about missing out on your goals. And if you're anything like me, I would write down 20 goals and I wouldn't know how to prioritize them. So I think pick 3-month increments to be able to pick what you want. So write down a load of goals and then filter out the ones that you really want to achieve in those 3 months. But it can be different depending on what period you are in your life, right? And what you're willing to sacrifice. And this is the second point. When you've written the goals of what you want to do in those 3 months or even a year or 2 years from now, you have to really realize the things that you're going to have to give up to achieve that thing. So say, for example, you want to run a marathon. The real sacrifice, the real reason to get to that goal is you're going to have to run probably every other day or every day, right? For the 3 months of that to achieve that goal, right? And if you don't sacrifice those mornings or those evenings or going to sleep a bit earlier so you recover better, it will be much harder, more difficult to achieve the goal. So it's one thing setting the goal, but the second thing, and the most hardest thing, is saying, what are you going to sacrifice to achieve this goal, right? And for example, with studying, with focus, with achieving good grades in your exams, or reading more or studying things more, you have to really be willing to give up things to be able to focus your energy on something. So for example, you're not going to be able to spend 2 to 3 hours a day focusing on studying if you spend those 3 hours focusing on, say, scrolling TikTok or binge watching YouTube videos. So you have to be willing to answer the question of what am I willing to give up? What am I willing to sacrifice? And this works also with your body and fitness goals, because you have to really determine, okay, I'm maybe going to have to sacrifice going out late nights and drinking and binge eating. And I'm going to have to sacrifice my time to work out more and take my health more serious, right? And for most people, they're not willing to give that sacrifice, and then therefore they're not willing to achieve that goal, and they don't really want it. And if you really want something, you have to be willing to sacrifice something for it. And there's something I realized a lot going to achieve the goals, because I've written a lot of goals down in my book, and the ones that I have achieved are the ones that I was willing to sacrifice something for. So for example, this YouTube channel, I was willing to sacrifice putting time and energy into making a video per week, right? Even when I didn't want to. And that made it amazing, because I actually achieved my goal with this YouTube channel, and I feel like I've already achieved what I wanted to with this YouTube channel. I don't really want much more. You have to really realize what people that have achieved your goal have sacrificed to get that, right? So for example, if you want to be an academic and study a lot, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of time and energy into that, and your attention and your intentionality for what you're studying, why you're studying it, right? And then for me, the most important thing is, what is your lead measure? What are you measuring every single day to achieve that goal? And this is focusing more intentionally on what you should be doing rather than what you should be removing. So for studying, for me, my lead measure was reviewing my Anki flashcards actively and mainly tracking my time with this book. And when I did that, and when I tracked my intention and what I was focusing on, I could know that I was achieving the goals and focusing on the measures, the actions that I needed to take every day to achieve those goals. So that's something that really helps me a lot is to figure out what is the measuring goal for this. So for example, these next 3 months, as I've said, is I'm going to be focusing more on like learning Polish, and I've taken this 3 months off to be able to focus on that because it's been in my book for ages, but I really needed to realize, okay, what do I need to sacrifice here? I need time, and I'm sacrificing this period of time in my life to that goal so that I can achieve it. And then also my music and things like that, some other things have to be put on the back burner to achieve that goal. And I know that. And I know I need to sacrifice those things because you can't be good at everything. You can only be good at some things for periods of time. There is no best way of doing anything. And when you want to achieve a goal, I'd say just go out and start taking action and start doing the thing that you want to be doing to achieve it. You can research so many different ways that other people have figured out how to do the goal that you want to achieve. But there's no single best way. And in many ways, ignorance is bliss, right? For example, if I had spent months and years researching how to make YouTube videos in the best way, or how to run the best way, or how to do any of this stuff the best way, the best learning experience to achieve a goal is by just taking action every single day and making it a habit. And the final thing that really helped me the most was around my A-level times. I read an amazing book called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. I love his books. He massively impacted me. And the main thing that stuck out to me was that your achievements don't really mean much. And if you've achieved a lot, just forget about it. And the major thing that helped me was talk less and do more. Show your goals and what you want through action, not through telling people that you're going to do the thing. And I think that's much more powerful, and it builds more momentum because it truly means that what you want and what you're really striving towards is intrinsically motivated, and it's not something that you're doing just to be showing it on social media or to tell people that you're doing that certain thing. And for me, this is massively important because it helps me be consistent and not to overly analyze or become perfectionistic, or make the process of making or doing the thing very hard. And for me, the most enjoyment, the most happiness I get is through doing things like playing guitar, like making these videos. Actually, when I start doing it, I quite enjoy it. And generally, I think joy in the soul lies in the doing. And if you're achieving a goal for the outcome, maybe flip it and realize that the enjoyment really comes from the process itself. And that's something I try and remind myself every single day. I'm not perfect. I get it wrong. I just hope this helps you in some sort of way to achieve a goal or set a goal. But it really has impacted me, and it will probably continue to impact my life, setting goals, goal setting, and I hope it does for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. But yeah, peace.